According to Frank Ferragini, we're going to get more than goosebumps. I hear there's some weather coming up. Some cold weather. Once again, taking issue with those groundhogs, but not with you. Good morning. It's so nice to see you. Happy Tuesday.
Confirmed.
There it is. I'm
Tuesday.
Meredith. This is Sid. Good to see you, Sid.
Good to see you, Mayor.
Yeah.
Can I throw a quick tweet out there?
I always love it when you do.
Twyla has tweeted in at Breakfast TV on Twitter and writes, I don't often read these, but this one I find funny.
I know. I always find it funny when you give the tweet the spotlight because you get a lot coming at you.
Because I don't know where. I'd like to know what your perspective on the route she's taking.
Okay. Well, I like her name so far.
Twyla writes, Sid, you are looking great this morning.
Oh, it's a compliment.
There's a follow-up sentence.
Okay.
You look great every day, but there's a little something extra today.
Twyla.
To what is she speaking of?
What is she speaking of? A little something extra.
Is there an extra hue of Tuesday with me? Like, what is there anything different with me today? Like, nothing?
I don't know. Is the button a little low?
I don't know.
Is it the shirt? It's
is it
coming.
The shirt?
It could be, because normally
Hey,
you're a little more,
Twyla,
tightly protected.
Tightly?
Yeah.
I could be tightly wound down
Yeah.
again. Yes.
So maybe it's just a little more Sid. Well, hey, Twyla, I agree. Isn't
Thanks,
he looking
Twyla.
good this morning? I know.
Thanks.
It's your birthday year. Your year is agreeing with you.
I'll take that. I'll take that. So how was your April Fool's Day the rest of the day? Because you were because whatever that noon rule is, no, everyone broke it. Like, I was on Twitter. I quit Twitter yesterday.
You basically quit.
I was so annoyed at what I was seeing.
Yes, it wasn't happy.
The dumbest thing. How was your April Fool's Day after we left?
I think with April Fool's, it's too much fun for you. You hit your fun limit. You went a little far, but then there's like a topper to it. There's a cap. Sid has a fun cap, and April Fool's hit it.
It's know your limit, play within it.
Know your limit, play within it.
Shout out Lotto Max.
Yeah. I just heard from everybody yesterday about the plants. I just did. We had someone on yesterday that was not a plant psychologist, okay? He was a great actor, comedian from Second City.
He did a great job.
Oh, my gosh, he was great. And did I fall for it? I was really in it with him. And I was so concerned that here is a psychologist crying on our show. How am I going to get him back out of his plant and into the segment? Just having no realization that this might not be the whole thing. You caught on, because I watched it back, and you're sitting there quite quiet, smirking. It was funny.
But I also feel like I was not in a position where I could say anything.
Sure.
Because because what people don't realize, if there's a 1% chance
that he's
an
real.
Actual crying plant psychologist.
Right.
And I call this person out after training for this moment for 8 years in school.
Exactly.
I look a certain way.
I know.
So I can't do anything in that moment, at all.
That was quite funny. I had a lot of fun with that. But throughout the rest of the day, it was a little concerning.
It was maddening.
There are so many, April Fool's stories, but as we live in this world of fake news and really troubling stories and times, I thought this year it hit me a little bit differently. I got to be honest.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because I was wondering, there was an element to yesterday that was kind of bothering me, if I'm being truthful about it. And when you brought that up just this morning, you hit it. I'll just put one example out there. It's a day where it's just misdirection, ha 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 ha. Every 5 days, someone I know sends me a link from Facebook about how I got in a fight with someone in our business.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I've never met this person.
Yeah.
They seem lovely. They're very talented. You know the person I'm talking about. Every 5 days, I'm getting that link from concerned people. And folks I work with here are equally concerned, just so I'm clear on that. But it's a very difficult thing to stop.
Yes.
That kind of misdirection that's like every day for some of us. And I know it's weird to I know it's tough to kind of process, but when you see that a lot, the day to celebrate the misdirection, you lose me there. I'm being blunt with the room and you at home.
I think it's very honest, because it's right. It's very triggering at this point, right? And it really affects not only if we're talking about your specific life, but there are many people who have been affected by this kind of fake misdirection story, but also just our mistrust in general with media or things you see, headlines. So, April Fool's Day is fun, but I think we've gotten a little too close to it in this day and age. And so if you had fun yesterday, but then sort of felt a little bit like you were and I was, I think you're right to feel that way as well.
Thank you for framing it in that way, because I was having trouble doing that yesterday, and that was my issue. It's becoming a more serious issue here, and it's just, I think we need to look at it a little differently. With that said, gentleman from Second City did a heck of a job on our
and
air
I
yesterday.
trust no plants anymore.
No plants.
And I'm constantly playing R&B in my household for all my plants. Anyway, that was good fun. Yeah.
It's 7:03. Good morning.